I've got something a little different for you today, and if you've been feeling that pull toward a real upgrade, you're going to feel this immediately. The first time you power on the Skytech Gaming King 95, there's this quiet moment where the screen lights up and you realize you've crossed into a higher league. Not louder, not flashier, just unmistakably stronger. This is for the kind of person who doesn't play for participation. You want a machine that rises to your pace, not one you babysit or work around. Someone who knows what smooth really feels like, who notices micro-stutters, who cares about precision more than hype. If that sounds like you, this is your territory. Before we get deeper, check the link below for the latest price and stock. Builds with this much performance don't sit around for long. There's always that moment where you know your old setup isn't you anymore. For me, it happened after a long editing session where my previous PC choked every time I stacked effects. You hit that breaking point where you're not frustrated at the software, you're frustrated at the machine holding you back. Upgrading to the King 95 felt like finally breathing again. That sense of relief hits fast. The i7 inside gives you this clean, controlled power that unlocks everything you do: games, rendering, multitasking. And the 5070Ti feels almost unnervingly smooth. You stop hoping a game holds 120 frames, you just expect it. You stop closing tabs to save performance, you leave everything open because the system doesn't even flinch. There's a confidence to that, a quiet power that changes how you work and play. Let me put you into a few real days with this. Late night gaming where the world building feels richer because your frames never dip. Heavy video projects where renders finish before you've even decided what to do with your break. Fast desktop movement that makes you feel sharp, focused, faster than your old self. Even day-to-day tasks feel different, you're not waiting on anything anymore. And the feeling isn't just performance, it's clarity, stability, headroom. You can tell this thing was built with room to grow, not to barely survive. If you're already imagining this on your desk, check the link again. Stock swings are real, and performance parts disappear unpredictably. You might be wondering if this is too much, or if you should settle for something a little cheaper. But here's what happens when you actually use a system built this well: the power becomes the new baseline. You stop thinking you overbought and start wondering why you tolerated your old setup for so long. And the surprise benefit. How incredibly quiet and cool it stays, even when you're pushing it hard. There's a pride that comes with owning something this capable. Not the flashy kind, more like the pride of stepping into a version of yourself that doesn't cut corners anymore. You feel how easily it handles demanding projects, how games finally look the way they were meant to, how fast it loads, moves, reacts to everything you throw at it, how smooth multitasking becomes when nothing bottlenecks, how your daily rhythm sharpens because the machine keeps up the downside. Once you taste this level of performance, weaker systems feel unusable. And it's not a small tower, it takes real space, but it earns every inch. If you've been looping comparisons, reading specs, second-guessing, take the hint. You keep coming back to this build for a reason. At some point, you don't choose the safe option, you choose the one you wanted the moment you saw it. If this feels like the upgrade you've been putting off, you know what to do. Check the link and make it yours.